Hey everyone, welcome back to Garnock Reviews. I was fortunate enough earlier this year to be able to review a Hampton Endurance 640 when Seattle Yachts reached out and asked if I wanted to take a look at the Hampton Endurance 658 at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show. I jumped at the chance. This is a very capable long-range cruiser, but is also designed to be owner-operator if need be. And they are semi-custom yachts, so whenever you are buying one of these, Seattle Yachts will work with you every step of the way, and you can help design the layout and the fixtures, as well as specify all the equipment on board. Boarding this boat is easy to do through the extended bathing platform, and there's a few steps on either side that lead up to the aft cockpit. And here you'll find a very spacious seating area. And it's got a very elegant cherry wood cockpit table. There's also a drop-down TV overhead. And there's a day head on the aft cockpit as well, which is ideal if you've got people that's been in the water and doing things like that, rather than having them going in the boat itself. And there's a wing station in both the port and starboard aft quarter, and this again just makes it easy for owner-operator use. We've got access to the throttles, the bow thruster and stern thruster. And as we make our way forward to the bow, I love the way that it feels very safe and secure when you're walking along here, especially if you were out in rough weather. The teak decks have a nice quality finish to them, and if you notice, all the cleats and fillers and things like that are all off to the side, giving you clear passage. At the bow you see we've got a Portuguese bridge, and this has got plenty of storage cabinets here, and there's two bench seating areas to both port and starboard with more storage underneath. And as we make our way back to the stern, you can see there's actually an access way to the lower helm on both port and starboard side. And the overhang you see overhead, this has actually got lights built into it as well, so this can all be illuminated at night if needed. As you step into the saloon from the aft deck, you can see here we've got spectacular woodwork, and Seattle Yachts can work with you on designing the woodwork finish that you want, whether it's a lighter wood or darker wood. I love the visibility you get from all the windows, and also the artificial light that's in here as well. Helps to make this feel very spacious. As we move forward, you'll see there's a wine cooler built in on the port hand side. And note all the storage drawers and cabinets and under the steps and things like that. Everywhere you can possibly find storage, Hampton have done an excellent job of utilising that space. The galley on board is perfect for extended cruising. It feels like you're stepping into a kitchen rather than a yacht's galley, and you've got most of the appliances you'd recognise from home. You've got the full fridge freezer, you've got the stovetop, you've got the conventional microwave oven, but you've also got an electric oven as well. And there's also a lot of worktop space, which you don't often see in a yacht, for preparing and cooking meals. And this yacht has got a dining area right next to the lower helm. Unlike the 640 that I filmed earlier this year, there is a lower helm here rather than just an observation station. And I actually prefer this personally. I think this would be great for cruising with family and friends on board. And just as an example of the level of detail Hampton put into their yachts, you'll notice there's stools at the bar table, but these are actually got diamond cutouts on the deck so that these stools stay in place regardless of the sea state. And as we make our way forward past the watertight pantograph doors, there's a few short steps and it takes you down into the lower accommodation area. And down here you will find 3 staterooms and 2 heads compartment, as well as a washer and dryer for laundry facilities. This yacht has a beam of over 19 feet, and you can see here that the master stateroom utilises that beam to its potential. This is a king size island berth, and there's actually additional storage under the berth, as well as in all the drawers, cabinets and lockers you see throughout this cabin. I also have a large TV that's built into the bulkhead leading forward. And I love the quality of craftsmanship that you see on board. Even inside the storage lockers, you can see the wood panel and finish here, and also the way they've got everything illuminated, including the LED lights underneath the bed. And one difference between this yacht and the 640 that I reviewed earlier this year is that the 640 had a walk-in storage closet, whereas this yacht has actually got a full beam master stateroom ensuite. You can see here we've got the double sink with a granite worktop, and obviously you got the toilet and the shower as well. I love the fact that I'm 6'2", and at no point did I feel like there was any height restrictions or claustrophobic or anything like that. There's a ton of space everywhere you go. And then as we make our way forward, next up is on the port hand side, you'll find a twin guest cabin. And this cabin actually has a really clever design where, as you see it just now, it has got 2 single berths, but these berths can slide together to make a double berth instead. And again, there's storage in here, there's natural light with opening porthole hatches, and there's also plenty of artificial light. And on the bow, we have got the VIP stateroom, and it's got an island berth, it's got storage drawers underneath, there's also reading lights on the headboard. There's additional storage cabinets wrapped around this cabin, and we've got a large HD TV built into here as well for additional creature comforts when relaxing on board. And to help utilise space, the head compartment for this cabin you can access directly from the cabin, as well as through the main passageway for the other twin guest cabin. And I should point out, in the standard specification, this boat has a black water tank capacity of 150 gallons. Also has a fresh water capacity of 400 gallons, so you never need to worry about toilets and showers whether you're at sea or in a marina. And then as we start to head back up to the main deck, one of the design features I really liked about this yacht was the way that the steps are all illuminated and carpeted. So you can imagine being barefoot, whether you're at a marina like this or whether you're out at sea. There's plenty of comfort anytime you're moving around a yacht. And one of the big differences between this yacht and the 640 that I reviewed earlier this year is that the 640 had a large storage lazarette, but with this particular yacht they've actually converted that and it's got crew quarters instead. And the crew quarters can be accessed through the door on the aft transom or through the main saloon. I love the quality of finish in here and the creature comforts available. I hate to say it, but that's not always the case with crew quarters on these yachts. So down here you'll find the common area. It's got a refrigerator, it's got a Korean countertop, there's a sink and faucet. You can see here there's plenty of storage throughout. The crew cabin itself has kind of like bunk bed effect with an over and under berth. And this cabin does have a TV built into it. This can be used for your typical sports and movies and things like that, but it can also be hooked up to the navigation and electronics. It can be hooked up to the cameras on board, things like that, so the crew can help keep an eye on things even when they're down here. And as we head aft, if you were to open that door, that would take you out onto basically the bathing platform. That's a transom door. And then for the crew, you have got a separate head and shower compartment with one on each side. And again, there's plenty of storage space in here for all your toiletries and personal belongings. As the crew quarters have been finished to such a high standard, and since you do have the private entrance on the aft cockpit, this could actually be doubled up to guest quarters rather than crew quarters, since this boat can easily be operated by the owner. From the crew quarters is the easiest way to access the engine room on board, and this is somewhere you can really help configure it with the help of Hampton yachts and Seattle yachts. But by default, this boat comes with a pair of Caterpillar. They're C 12.9 litre turbo diesel engines, and they've got 1,000 horsepower each. You will find you've also got 1,750 gallons of fuel down here, and that gives a top speed of approximately 20 knots. But if you were to do somewhere in the region of 6 knots, you'd be looking at approximately 4,500 nautical mile range. This is a very capable long-range cruiser. I was really impressed with the fit and finish of the engine room. I love the way it's all illuminated. A lot of the maintenance that you would do down here is actually colour coordinated. Everything's clearly labelled down here. It's extremely well ventilated, and again there's good headroom down here as well. I could walk around the engines and not have any issues. And as you're designing this boat, you can also specify what generators you want to have on board, and obviously it's got AC units as well down here. And one of the design features of this yacht that I really liked is the fact that the engine room is covered in cameras, and these can be monitored from the lower helm, the flybridge, and as I mentioned earlier, it can even be monitored from the televisions. It's in the cabins. One final area to review for this yacht is the Flybridge. This is easily accessed through the stairways behind the lower helm. And once on the Flybridge, you can see just how well they've utilised the space up here. The forward section of the Flybridge has got a hardtop overhead, and this includes a drop-down television. It's got plenty of lights, there's speakers for the stereo, and there's also an overhead hatch, kind of like a sunroof. There's a full bank of state-of-the-art navigation equipment. This includes the camera equipment, and it can even include the forward-looking infrared for night cruising. On the 640 that I reviewed earlier this year, the Flybridge was all enclosed, and that is an option with this boat, but this particular example has got the open Flybridge. And behind the Flybridge, there's a little dining area. There's plenty of seating up here for your family and friends to enjoy. And then as we make our way aft through the Flybridge, you'll come to a grilling station. And this has got the grill, it's got the fridge, it's got plenty of storage in here, it's got the water, everything you need for cooking a meal up here for your family and friends to enjoy. And then we've also got plenty of space here that you can either use for sun lounging, but there's a strong aft deck crane that's meant for lifting and storing a tender on board, perhaps a small rib, maybe even a jet ski. And finally, you do have access back down to the lower deck from the steps at the back here, giving you a different option if you didn't want to go through the inside. I'd like to thank you for your time in watching this video. I'd like to thank Seattle Yachts for inviting me down to the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show to take a look at this one. And I look forward to catching you on the next one. Thanks everyone.